Hello, hello.
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us yet again for another chat session here on Antas Solutions where we talk about all things e-commerce and social commerce. Today we will be talking about CRM for absolute beginners. We will be talking in simple language on what CRM stands for, the types of CRM available, how exactly does a CRM help you as a business, and what are the features, and lastly, what are the benefits of a CRM.
So, if you have been using CRM, or if you have not, I would assume that those who are watching us today don't have a CRM system yet, and most probably you'll be doing your um, contacting of customers and tracking of sales and marketing very manually. So, if you're beginning, it's fine. But once your business actually grows bigger, you have more contacts to add to your database, you have more campaigns to run, then you would need a proper system in place so that your customer journey is more pleasant. You know what your customers are doing with your brand, how they're interacting with you, how they're engaging with you, how your sales are doing, is it growing, which products are doing better, how are they how are what do they feel when they deal with your brand, and things like that. So there are a lot of things that a CRM system can do for you. So yeah, Sarah, take it away.
What does CRM stands for? Basically, CRM means customer relationship management. Now, a CRM software, when we talk CRM, we are referring to a software. This software is a platform where you would store, where it would be storing your customers' phone numbers, emails, your company's social media handles, addresses, purchasing history, preferred methods of communication, and all this info would be on this platform. Now, using all this data, the CRM software, it would prioritize your leads so you can meet your customers where you are. And the ultimate goal of a CRM software is number one is to attract new customers, and number two is to keep the ones that you have happy. So if we look at the customer life cycle, as you can see here, it is a cycle and there are different stages. Now, depending on which stage your customer is at on their journey, you would have to approach them differently. You would have to communicate with them differently, and also their needs and wants are different. And a CRM software would help you automate and would help you personalize the messages and the contact points so you could meet your customers where you are. Now, these are the types of CRM available for you. You could have some mix and match also. There's operational, there's analytical, which gives you customer insight. There's collaborative, which is how you interact with your partners, such as your vendors, based on the shared customer data on your CRM. There's campaign management, which is used to run your marketing campaigns. And there's also strategic, which uses the customer data and market trends. So you could analyze it, then you could set and make decisions based on it. CRM is like a good restaurant server. You barely notice them, but your glass is always full. So this is what they do. In sales, now salesperson has a lot to cover. They have to cover a lot of ground. And using a CRM helps your agents to follow the customers along the entire pipeline. So this way, your sales agent would actually meet your customers where they are and know exactly what to say and support them in the at the right time and say the right things. Now in marketing, the CRM would give personalized information, and you could also do A/B testing, like what we explained, split testing in Facebook. You could also do that with CRM, so you could see which campaign works better, and you could see which campaigns are performing better. Because in marketing, CRM would give you more understanding of your target audience. The customer service in CRM has a help center. Now, the help center would help your customers to solve their problems faster and most probably at their own time. So you could save time of your agents. So your agents wouldn't have to hold their hand all the way because your CRM's help center already answers their questions, or whatever simple questions that they have in the beginning. So problems are resolved faster. And this would save time for you, save time for your customers, and responses are managed and sent from a unified place. So when your customers contact you, it could be from anywhere. It could be through your a DM on your Instagram page, or it could be from they're tweeting you, and then and then the same customer could be emailing you after that. I know I've done that. I've contacted them on Instagram, and I still send an email and being all kiasu. And using a CRM, it would capture all this, so that these three messages came from this one person, Sarah, and you could reply one same message. Or you could send one agent to contact this customer, whichever place they prefer or the most recent. And this would save time. You're not sending, three agents to reply to three questions actually from one person. Your CRM would know all of this. Now, what are the features of a CRM? These are the main features of a CRM: lead nurturing. So you could nurture your leads. Analytics, you can figure out what your customers are interested in, because using the analytics, you have your dashboard, and your dashboard we have all the info on what your customers are checking out, or what are they clicking on, what are they asking. So you can use all this info. Sales forecasting. So sales forecasting, you could identify the trends that are happening, and you can make better predictions. Performance metrics. You have sales trackers to know if you are on goal or if your pipeline needs tweaking. Because remember, we looked at the customer journey. There are different steps and different stages of a customer's journey, and you will need to meet them where they are. So some platforms even offer lead generation software to help you increase demand generation. These are other features of CRM, additional features that you can pick to have on your CRM software also. So these are some features that you can mix and match if you need it, depending on your needs, depending on your goals. You could have it also, for example, email tracking, your ticketing system. So you could put a ticket to one problem, and your customer could revisit it again, and you could make sure that question or that inquiry is answered. Self-service portal, prospecting tools, and many, many other things. Hanis, want to add anything?
Nope, you're good. Just later, I might want to put in some stats in Asia Pacific, how people are using customer experience, because when you have a CRM platform in place, it will definitely increase in terms of improving customer satisfaction levels. So I will add that a bit later. We'll just go through what you have right now.
So the number one benefit of service of CRM is you would be organized. Now, no longer you have to refer to 10 Excel sheets or notebooks, and then with all these data everywhere, or on your phone you have a bunch of numbers that you don't know who to contact, or who are these customers, where did I get them, are they my returning customers. Now you can be more organized because you have your data all stored nicely and organized. You could actually now set goals and track progress using the analytics to see whether you have reached those goals, and then you could tweak along the way. Like I mentioned just now, the example of one customer sending three messages on three different platforms. Now, if you answer three of those, now if you send like three agents to answer this customer on three different platforms, and all the answers are different, what does this mean? This means customers will see, they didn't know it was me. and they wouldn't feel personalized. They would feel like you just gave a generic answer. You don't actually know who are you talking to. So using a CRM, you could personalize your interactions. Target your customer base. Again, because you have your data and your analytics, you can look at your current customers' behavior and you could see the patterns. So you could see their patterns on where or when they spend, then you know where they are, what are they doing, and you could target them better. Now, a lot of people or a lot of businesses talk about attracting new customers, but if you have been in business for some time, that means you have been making sales. That means you already have existing customers. Now, don't forget about them. You have to retain them. So you want to retain them, and you want to keep them happy. If you have returning customers that are always buying from you, you better know why are they continuing to buy from you. These are all important information that you can find out through CRM.
Yeah, so you know which products are working better, or perhaps some of the problems that your customers are facing with a certain product, so they can actually give feedback, and then you can actually improve how these. Maybe you can actually include a user manual so that your agents don't have to keep answering the same questions, so you can preempt what to do when you launch a new product next time.
Yes. So now you can drive more business growth because you won't be, losing your customers through these leaks, as you say, through some leaks in your funnel. Now, here another benefit: increased collaboration between teams. We talked about this just now. With your partners or your vendors, you can share this data. You could share the data in your CRM, so you could all be working from the same data. You'd be up to date about what's happening, and in real time, the current customers that you have, and real time data, real time report, and all this would help you manage your teams better. Using your sales dashboard. So this is an example of some dashboards that you could have depending on your CRM. As you could see, for example, you could see like type of tickets, uh, the type of inquiries or contact that your customers are asking you, and you see here, so these are dates, and then you could see the time also, average time. So based on data like this, for example, you see the average reply time is 1 hour. You could set a target. Okay, I'm gonna make it, instead of 1 hour 43 minutes, let's target and make it 1 hour 10 minutes. So based on this, you could track and set new targets to improve your customer service. This is a sales KPI. So you could see, for example, these are your sales people. You have 5 people, and you could see who's making the most sales or the least sales. And this way you could support your team better and ask them, what support do you need? Because, I see you're not performing well here. You could see here um, the different types of cars. You could see here clearly the sales percentage, what product is performing better, and here you could see an overview of their yearly performance. So you could set it yearly, monthly, daily, whatever you want. You could set it here also. That's an example of a dashboard. Be improved profitability because you know your customers better, because you know where they are, and because you could answer them better and attend to their needs better. Then you would make more profit naturally, and your sales team also would be able to spend time better, other than repeating redundant work, replying the same questions like what Hani said just now.
You can have an FAQ page just for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you know if your CRM is effective? So make sure you are setting your goal, measurable goal, like what I shared just now, based on the information that you get on your dashboard. You can set your goals and then you could track it there. And if you see that you are falling short, then that means there's a problem somewhere and you could rectify it. Now, if all this sounds good and you're saying, wow, CRM is so awesome, I want to do it now, I want to do it, what should you do? What's the next step? Well, the next step is to try it because, all this talk, but then in the end, if it actually, like I said, whether to check whether it's effective for you or not, you should try the software. There are different types of CRM softwares out there. So there are a lot of free trials that are being offered. So do try them out so you could see whether it suits your team, whether it suits your company, and then you could decide from there on what features and tools do you need to your CRM to make your business better.
Yeah, and there are some best practices. For those who are just exploring this, right? Well, we are talking about Zendesk for now. We are giving the 14-day trial for those who want to test it out, and we are actually working with VLAN Asia to. They are organizing a webinar coming up on how T Life is um, uh, taking advantage of this CRM system. So in terms of best practices, right? What our platform does is actually it helps to maintain proper staffing levels. You should actually be able to train and educate your team to use the system. It doesn't come overnight, so you need to actually take time to train them on the basics before going into the technical. You'll be able to act on your customer feedback with this system because you know what the problems are and you know that you need to act on it fast. You'll be more agile in acting on customer feedback. There will be more comprehensive metrics and KPIs, like what Sarah mentioned earlier. You will be able to provide timely service and performance data, and there will be solid technology and tools for your personnel to leverage on. Of course, this does not happen all at once, right? Usually, when you're starting out from these 7 practices, you most probably will be only actually you know, doing 2 to 3 of these best practices,
Which
and
is
then
good.
which is good. So it's always a start, and it usually starts with training your team, right? How to react to things. Always saying we will escalate this problem to management does not solve the problem. The they should have the solution in hand. And how are you going to have this solution in hand? Is really by listening to your customers, and the system helps you do that. Also, those who have been using this system, there was a survey done with about 3,270 participants by Zendesk. In Asia Pacific, they said that, once people use the system, you can actually see a number of satisfaction levels go up, right? So let's just say, let's just find out a number. Okay, so when they use the system, organizations view their service teams to be as competitive as the differentiator, and it increased actually in 2020 to 2021 from 29% to 42% once they used the system. Okay, so 60% of champions, that means people who are already really practicing most of the best practices, resolve their customers' issues much faster, and 33% reduce the average resolution time. So that's very important when it comes to maintaining your customer satisfaction levels, right? And what else? Let me just see. 18% are more likely to say that spending per customer has increased significantly. So again, confirming what Sarah has said earlier. And respondent expect a 31% uptick in their CX related budget. That means they are looking at spending more on their customer relationship management platforms, right? Yeah, so I guess what we wanted to share in terms of stats, how they're feeling once they use the CRM versus before using the CRM system. And if you have any questions, now's the time to ask us what you have in mind. What are the issues that you're facing that we possibly can help you with? Did I miss? Have you shared what are the examples of CRM system apart from Zendesk? Well, we have only shared Zendesk for now, actually, because that is what we are selling. But if you would like a comparison, we will be writing a blog post about the different CRM systems out there so you can make your pick. I hope that answers your question, Boss Rizal. Are there any other questions about CRM systems? Where are you in terms of customer agents? Do you already have agents on the ground, customer service department, or is it more of your marketing doing everything? Because usually what happens is that when you don't have a system in place, there's always the risk of silos happening. The departments are not talking to each other, and that's where the leaks happen, and that's when customers feel that they need to repeat the issue again and again and again to different people. From it, and it's very tiring, and that's how you lose your customers. And the customers actually say when you are not able to solve their problems the second time round, you most likely will lose them. So it's very important to address the issues immediately. So no comments, I think, other than Boss Rezal. If that's the case, then I suppose we can wrap it up. I also wanted to just say, if you are thinking of going live on Facebook, how can you use Facebook Live for your business? We will be running a workshop this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Do check out our Facebook page. The details are there for you to register. It's free of charge. It's just for 3 hours, right? And what other updates are there?
We should put in the comments the free downloadable PDF for strategies of excellent customer service.
Okay, I'll do that. Let me do that now.
Oh, Boss Reza replied. We have Freshdesk, which is quite similar to Zendesk.
Okay. So what about Freshdesk do you like, and what do you think can be improved on?
Tracking
And
and repeating customer.
yeah, what do you usually use it for? Do you track most of your emails or Facebook, social media channels, or WhatsApp? Typing. Sorry, Boss Reza, I'll have to make you type a lot, yeah. Next time when we have a proper webinar, and we'll invite you to speak as well for your experience.
So he's interested in tracking and repeating customer.
Yes. Actually, you can, because Zendesk should be able to track your sales. So you will be able to manage that as Freshdesk for email learning only. Also integrates the social media pages. Yeah. So I think in terms of features, yes, you would most probably get similar features between Freshdesk and Zendesk. So right now, you would be able to manage your customer database in terms of tracking your repeat customers. Yeah, that should be it. Any other issues you wanna ask? Any other questions you wanna ask? Not issues. Any other questions you wanna ask before we wrap up? Okay, I guess that's it, Sarah. So I suppose, no problem, Rizal. So do sign up for the free webinar with T Life, and we have the downloadable file for you to see how you can actually improve on your customer experience. We are reachable at any time as usual. You can always DM us if you like, or comment in the box below. We will have a repeat of this on YouTube. Usually we try to add in more stuff on the YouTube, because we know when we go live, sometimes time is limited, right? We have longer content on YouTube. most of the time. So I guess that's it, Sarah. And thank you again for those who have joined us today. We will have our next session on Friday. Do follow our page so that you'll be updated on the next topic. Right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.